So welcome back to the podcast. My name is Joseph Clough, and this is episode 523. 523, and I hope you're absolutely wonderful today, because today, wherever you're listening from, in terms of where it be the iPhone app, where it be the Android or the podcast or wherever we listen to these things these days, today I wanted to be able to get your mind cultivated to get what you want, to have more success in attaining your desires. I really believe we deserve whatever we desire. I kind of feel like we just need the right training. When we get the right training in an unconscious level, we're able to then attract what we desire, because whatever we put our attention to, then we begin to get that. Okay, so wherever our attention is, we're focusing on fear and anxiety, we're going to be looking for more fear and anxiety even. But let's just say you have a goal in mind, then we want to make sure we can acquire and attain it, or at the very least send that signal to the unconscious mind so it begins to look for it for you. Now, there is one huge disclaimer to this. Now, the disclaimer is that I'm almost semi against what I'm about to tell you. You know what, Joseph, why are you telling us then? If you're kind of semi against it, why are you telling me about this set of this strategy? Well, I'm really for it initially, but it's almost like letting it go. Because sometimes we can be so fixated on a specific goal that we specify it so much that we get fixated by it. And therefore, we're so fixated that we've got blinkers on, and therefore we miss out on other opportunities. You might know what you think. Oh, sorry, of course you know what you think. You might know what you want, but just because you know it doesn't mean it's right for you. Okay, you know what you want, but just because you know it, it doesn't mean it's right for you. For example, you could be going, would I really, really, really want $10,000 a month, or £10,000 a month, or 10,000 whatever a month, depending on the currency and so on. You can be so fixated on that you're deleting opportunities to go beyond it. You can be so fixated at wanting to date someone, that one person, you think they're amazing and awesome, which is good and great, but because you're so fixated on that person, you're maybe missing out on the other person, and therefore maybe missing out on something better. So as I speak about this subject, I am always hesitant because I don't want you to get locked down onto one thing, because you might be missing out on something bigger and greater that you cannot comprehend at the moment. But in the same notion, it's good to be able to have a goal. It's good to have, let's change goal to an outcome, because goals can be hit and miss, but an outcome, look, that's what I'm getting. So the outcome that we desire is good to have as a benchmark. So how can we actually think about that in such a way that still keeps us open? So we always go, I want this. I want that £10,000 or something better. I want that relationship or something better. That means we're open to something more than we're aware of. If we're open to something more, we're not closed-minded. Does that make sense? Okay, so I got a cat walking around me, and I got a dog, and they like to kind of fight, and in a good way. So you might be able to hear a little growl at the moment. So they are brothers, and sometimes they kind of get some energy there. But if you can hear that, that's good and great, because it's the content what matters. I might even have to separate them, put them in different rooms if need be. We'll go ahead and see. What are you doing, sir? for example, this one right here. He's a bit of a rascal sometimes. And you won't be able to hear this on the podcast. Might even have to delete this aspect of the podcast. Although, how can you delete this aspect? It's Mr. Cuddles. Sir Cuddles, as I like to call him. Because he's quite the sir. So, come on, sir. And then we got Sebastian being the protector, the elder brother. You know what elder brothers are like, right? Because my elder brothers, I know what they were like, and I was the younger. So I'm pretty like Mr. Cuddles, which sounds weird, I know. But then you got the elder brother trying to be a little bit territorial here. But we'll go ahead and see. If not, I will put them in different rooms and we'll pause the stream ever so slightly. But as I was saying in that interruption, we might think we know what we want, so much so that we're fixated that we miss out on anything bigger or greater. So it's good to have it in mind, but we say we want this or something better. It's one of the best questions you can ask when it comes to goals and outcomes. Because if you go, look, I want this or something better, you are open to something more. You're not telling your unconscious mind that this is the only way because you don't know all the ways. You don't know what is always good for you. You may well do, but why not just keep it open? Why not just kind of go, look, maybe there's something else out there to explore. Maybe there's more to enjoy. Maybe there's this goal or something better. So that's my preface, depending on what part of the world we're living. I use English and American words. Maybe they're both. I don't know. But that is like our starting point. But in that exact same notion, again, going to a deeper level, usually when we have a goal and outcome, it is so vague, your unconscious mind has zero direction or focus to be able to get what you want. So if we start, I want this or something better, great. Let's always start with that. But usually our goals are so generalized that it creates a conflict. For example, I don't know, I figure I do lots of different talks to different people, and I sometimes forget what I said, if I said it on the podcast or not, but or on a live video like this one. Once again, if I said this on the start of this podcast, I'm broadcasting this live on Facebook and on YouTube. Just type in my name on either one and I'll come up there, and you can subscribe and leave me a comment. I always love that. That means I can respond and I can like be connected with you. But as I was going into this, we can be so vague sometimes. As an example, Joseph, I just want more money. My unconscious mind, I just want more money. Universe, I just want more money. I mean, whatever we say it, let's just say we said something like, I want more money. Now, in your mind consciously, you might be going that $10,000 per month. Because you didn't specify it, and you just said, I want more money, here's $1, or here's €1, or here's £1, or whatever currency we're in, shekels, or, it could be anything. We could just get that one thing, that $1, and your unconscious mind is like, there we go. We achieved the outcome. You wanted more money, here's that $1. But then you're like, no, I didn't mean that. I wanted more money in the context of $10,000 or, oh, I want a relationship, or here's a relationship, get in a relationship and it's abusive and it's horrible or it's just a mismatch. I didn't want that kind of relationship, but your unconscious mind didn't know because you just said, I want another relationship, or I want another job, or I just want more money. So that is why specifying what we want will allow us to transform what we get. Even to the point when it comes to a time-based question. I want X amount of money, or I want that relationship. Well, that could be in a year's time. That could be in a week's time. Could be in a decade's time. In your mind, you're thinking yesterday or tomorrow, right? I want it so bad, I want it yesterday. But unconsciously, it didn't know because we didn't specify when we want it. We didn't have a time constriction. We didn't know if it was here or there or in a week's time, and therefore it's good to specify it. The other aspect, and I'm going into different ones, but I'm going to tie it all up when it comes to a process I'm going to do, which will cover all of these mindsets and also more, because I'm not going to go into all of them. I'm just going to do it linguistically. Look at that, right? Trying to be good at communication, you can't even say the word right. Linguistically, we want to make sure that we get it unconsciously. You can hear Sebastian in the background right there. So we want to make sure we get things linguistically. You know what they say on live streams? Anything can happen. They definitely can. So we want to make sure we get it linguistically in such a keen and clear way that our unconscious mind gets it with precision. And now another part of it is an evidence procedure. Sometimes you can set a goal and outcome, and because you set it in a generalized way, you might get that outcome, but forget about it. I've worked with a ton of, obviously more than a ton of people. It's not my first time of doing this. But if I've been doing this for such a long time and I've worked with clients, in the beginning, I would work with them. I'd say, look, what do you want to let go of? Well, I want to let go of anxiety, or I want to get a career or a career advancement. And we do the work, we do the processes, and they might go to Joseph, I don't really notice much changes or many changes. And in that moment, I just go, you know, in our first session, you said you wanted X, Y, Z. Have you got that? And they go, yeah, I got X, I got Y, and I got Z. I said, well, we got your outcome then, because that's what we came into the situation. But because they had no evidence procedure, they couldn't comprehend when they got the outcome. So it's good to understand how you will know you've got the outcome. And to go deeper into that, the deeper level is that evidence procedure can be something we can use in the now. I always say whatever you desire desires you to. So therefore, we got to think about, having achieved our goal, what feeling it will give us, that evidence procedure. And we can go deeper into that in the evidence of how and when and what and all those things. But let's just take it in that generalized way of what you'll feel having achieved that goal and outcome, and then operate from that place. Because therefore, you're more likely to get what you want. So it is good to have an idea of the evidence of how you know that you've got it. Therefore, when you get it, you can thank your unconscious mind. You can really connect with your unconscious and go, look, thank you so much. What else can we get? What else can we do? Because when we go about it that way, our unconscious mind's then going to serve us deeper. It's going to cause us to go, look, okay, there's more to be had. We're getting back into rapport. So our evidence procedure is really, really important. We got to understand how we want it. You might go, I want $10,000, but maybe you don't want it at the expense of an inheritance. And it sounds weird and a little bit crude saying like that, but if we just put that out in the world, we don't want it to come about that way. So maybe you go, well, I want it in this way. So that is how you want that goal to manifest, or for your unconscious mind to acquire it, which will be the most pleasing for you. Another example would be, I really want this goal and outcome, but it means it's so much hard work doing 40, 50, 60, 80, 90, 100 hours per week. And then you're like, that's not worth it. But that's the way to get the goal and outcome to your unconscious mind, because it doesn't know what it doesn't know. Going on to one of the previous episodes, we went into the steps of learning and transformation. Unconscious incompetence, conscious incompetence, conscious competence, and an unconscious competence. It goes into the 4 stages of learning. So we want to make sure that we can articulate it in the right context that our unconscious mind knows how, when you want this to happen when it comes to your goal and your outcome. So I hope that makes sense. But I think it would be really nice to be able to choose to put this into a process. So we're going to do this live. And there's going to be the good thing about this in the future if you're listening to this in a replay. Number one, I might even do a hypnosis session and ask you live and in person what you would like on it. So it'll be semi-custom to you. And that semi-custom experience will go a little bit deeper. But a good thing about this, doing it live, means that you get it now in this open forum, but also you get the replay out of it as well. So let's go ahead and guide you through this process. So let me go ahead and turn down this music on the live, and then let's go ahead into some other kind of music. Just like that. There we go. So if you can and you're able, not when you're driving or anything like that, but when you're in a nice, comfortable position, when you're able to really think about whatever you desire, let's go ahead and do a process around this. Now, first of all, when you think of your goal, or more importantly, your outcome, always have in your mind, I want this or something better. Let that be the question that guides you. For that openness will allow your unconscious mind to go a little bit deeper into getting what you want, or maybe even more profound, getting more than you could ever imagine because you didn't know there are other options, other goals and outcomes. So always ask, I want this, or I want something better. So when you're ready, when you're able right now, close your eyes and relax. Be here now. Now, when you think of that outcome, consider what specifically you want. So make it as specific as possible. Not so generalized that it's so abstract, but try to specify it. Get clear in your mind. Maybe in words, images, sounds, and feelings. Just consider exactly what you would like. Now, to give it a depth, consider where you are right now in accordance to this outcome. In other words, your present situation. Consider your present situation and consider your goal. So where you are and where you want to be. That's it. Now imagine, if you can, looking through the eyes of that successful completion. In other words, having achieved this outcome. What would you be seeing? What would you be hearing? What would you be feeling? Just consider that successful completion as if you had it right now and right here. So what will you see? What will you hear? And what you will feel having made that goal, having achieved that outcome? Now, as you consider that, imagine if you could make it so compelling, brighter, bigger, more profound in every way possible. Expanding it, noticing the sounds and the feelings, doubling it, making it even bigger and better than you could ever imagine. Fully as if you had it right now. Then imagine stepping outside of that you. As if you're seeing yourself in some way having achieved that goal and outcome. Look at the smile, your physiology, how good it is to be here right now. And then ask yourself how you will know that you've achieved it, that evidence procedure. How will you know that you've achieved it? What will tell you that you've achieved that goal? Is it something external? Is it something internal? Or maybe both? Imagine what that goal will allow you to do in the future. So something bigger or better, the next step beyond that goal. What will it get you? What's something even more that having achieved this goal will allow you to experience something deeper and more profound? What will it allow you to do? What will it get you? Notice that you are in charge of this goal, that you are the one responsible, where you take that responsibility to do whatever it takes, for you are in control. Where do you want it? How do you want it to happen? What will be the most pleasing, non-resistant way of having this goal come into your life? With whom do you want it? Maybe there's other people that you would like to share this goal. It's for you, but maybe there's a deeper aspect that will help others. Consider why you want it. What are the values, the driving force, the motivation, the passion, the purpose of what it will get you and why you want it? Ask yourself, do you know anyone who's achieved this goal that you can model, that you can ask questions, that you can seek advice, that you can pour into your conscious and unconscious mind? Can you act as if you had it? So if you felt that feeling throughout your day, you radiate it so far and wide that it's coming your way. Consider the purpose as to why you want it. And also be aware of what you might lose. You see, with any goal or outcome, there can be some negatives. There can be things which we can be at peace with, because overall that goal and outcome is what we desire. So being consciously aware of any negative drawbacks, yet you still desire it, will let go of unconscious self-sabotage. Now for the interesting questions. What will happen when you get it? What will happen when you get it? What won't happen if you get it? What won't happen if you get it? What will happen if you don't get it? What will happen when you don't get it? And you can think lazily over these questions right here, because sometimes it's beyond our consciousness, but we're sending a signal. For this last one is, what won't happen if you don't get it? What won't happen if you don't get it? Now imagine taking that goal. Notice how you see it differently, how you've specified it. But have in your mind, I want this or something better. Ask your unconscious mind, I want this or something better. And that is what we can get our unconscious mind to do. That is what we can have so much gratitude for. So feel that gratitude as if you're sending it far and wide beyond you, within you, to get exactly what you want. This is what I want, or something better. And then breathe in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Breathe in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. And then when you are ready to come back to now, you can open your eyes all the way back. There we go. So welcome back. Let me know in the comments how you saw the goal differently having asked those questions. Halfway through, I know you probably didn't see it because your eyes are closed, but once again, Mr. Cuddles came back, which is my cat for the replay, jumping on me. Never work with animals. That's what they say, right? So welcome back. What did you experience? Did you see the goal differently? Is it more tangible? Does it feel differently? Have you got more context into the experience of what you desire? For that is a way of setting up your mind to success. But always remember, I want this or something better. And to operate, and by operate I mean to feel the feelings most of the time of having achieved your goal and outcome. That is what we're after. For that sends a signal to your unconscious mind. And that is what we really want to be going into. Sending that signal to our unconscious mind to get exactly what we want. So Laura says, so great to project that image, such detail. Yeah, and that's the whole point of it. I really like the way that you said that, because we're in the beginning, I said, look, it was very vague. I want this, but we have no context. We have no idea. So now we're refining it, but still being open-ended. So thank you, Laura. That's a great observation. We've also got someone saying, yes, better. Just to be specifically possibly. That's right. Just to be more specific. Therefore, it does become more possible as well. It actually feels realer. Did it feel realer? More real, I should say. From the great Marcia, you say, it helped me to feel less rigid in my goal and to be more open to the options that will give similar rewards. There we go. We're going beyond what we think is our goal. So thank you for that one, Marcia. And then, yes, absolutely. Context is very important because we're suggesting to our unconscious mind. We're creating suggestions for it. And if we give vague suggestions, you're going to get vague results. So let's not get locked into the specifics, but at least get them to your unconscious mind. And then with that caveat of this or something better, it knows what it's looking for, but it's going to look for something else as well. Laura said, yes, it put such a great smile on my face. Well, that is fantastic. I'm so pleased that's been of help to you. And once again, if you are listening to this live, if you're listening to this on the replay, you can listen live by going to, ideally, there's my favorite one. It would be something like YouTube right now, because they will notify you a little bit better. You subscribe, you hit the like button, you hit that bell, 3 things I know, but it'll just mean that you'll get notified that bit more. Now, of course, you can do the exact same thing on Facebook as well, and hopefully it will notify you. And I hear Facebook is changing for content creators, so that'll be good. Heather said, look forward to listening to this again tomorrow and put some more serious thought into what I want for goals. That's fantastic, Heather. And you'll get a slightly edited version. And that just means that we'll have a little bit of reverb and things like that attached to it. But yeah, I'm really pleased that you enjoyed this episode. And once again, if you are listening to this live this time, you can always download the app, which is on Android, which is coming out very soon, the new version, and also on iPhone, which we're going to be doing big developments on both, beyond just the Android new fix. Freehypnosis.app, and that means you can get over 100 hypnosis sessions. You can transform while you sleep. There's over 500 free episodes. And that means we can also notify you with a push notification if there are some exciting free titles out. And if you go ahead and rate and review it, it just means that more people can be helped. Yes, it helps me. I'm going to be open and honest about it. But ultimately, when someone writes a review and it's rated highly, they're more likely to download it. And even if they use just the free stuff, then that's fine with me. I'm paying for that, and that's fine. I want you to consume all the freeness of all of it. And you're more than welcome. I'm so pleased you caught me live as well. So with that, my friends, this is the end of this live. And also, if you once again, you'll be getting this on the podcast and the app and so on the free section. And you can always catch me live by subscribing, in other words. So with that, have the most wonderful evening, morning, day, wherever you are in the world, and just realize you are worthy of those goals and outcomes. And I'll speak to you very, very soon. Many thanks and goodbye. Hey, so I wanted to invite you to go to www.josephclough.info/go. And let's help you start that process of getting total clarity on what you're going through, what's stopping you, the reasons behind it, where you want to be, and what you want to achieve. As if anything was possible. Let us help you get that clarity on the things just like our clients. There's nothing better than that clarity. It starts there, and when we build around it, we get exactly what we want. Otherwise, we can't build our dreams or even our goals without it. Let's get that clarity and get everything you need to move forward and start creating the life you desire. We make it so easy stepping into your power and creating the unstoppable you. Most people wait and wait. Most people try and try, and most people only regret the time they wasted. The hours of living in their self-doubt, the self-sabotage, the imposter syndrome. If we think about it this way, even if you experience any or all things that you're experiencing to a smallest degree, even beneath the surface at say 5 hours a day, on that inner critic, imposter syndrome, procrastination, it will create 1,825 hours. That's 1,825 hours over the year that we're wasting. Over 10 years, that's over 18,000 hours. Imagine what progression you would make, the success you would achieve if not only you relieved yourself from all that wasted time and pain, but regained the power, the self-esteem, the self-certainty, and the inspired action that would come having solved your issue. It would mean the world. It would to me anyway. It would be life-changing. I wish I understood the real issue to all my self-doubt way back then, the inner critic, that imposter syndrome. So what I want you to do is go ahead and book a call, because it locked me in to that world. It locked me into just not knowing what to do or even if I'd ever change. But we've got to understand the real reason behind it all. Not the symptoms, but the real unconscious hidden cause. Because when you do, and then when we solve it together, once and for all, we'll be firing on all cylinders. You'll have so much more in your life, all that time, but with passion and purpose to succeed in any and all dreams you have. It all starts with booking that call, so go to www.josephclough.info/go and book an appointment to speak to us now. We can get it all together, carve out that plan, and if it works out great, we'll make that happen with you. If not, we'll point you to a different direction because our reputation, our results are critical to success. So if it's not right, we'll definitely say, look, we can't help you, but if we can, we'll definitely show you how we'll do that. So I'll speak to you soon. You have the most wonderful day, and let's live life the way it's meant to be. Many thanks and goodbye.